hype for Grand Theft Auto 6 is off the freaking rails, and this could either be a huge problem for Rockstar or for everybody else. Few moments in entertainment history generate the kind of global anticipation that now surrounds Grand Theft Auto 6. When Rockstar Games released its first official trailer for the upcoming title, the internet lost its freaking mind. Within 24 hours, the video had gained over 93 million views on YouTube, making it the most viewed video game trailer in a single day and outpacing even some of the biggest media franchises in film and television. The scale of engagement was staggering. This wasn't just another product announcement, it was the start of a cultural moment. And then when the second trailer got released, woo! It gained nearly 500 million views in 24 hours across all social media platforms, completely eclipsing the first trailer's reach. Spotify even reported that streams of the song featured in the trailer, Hot Together by the Pointer Sisters, soared 182,000%. To put some of these numbers into perspective, the debut trailer for Deadpool vs. Wolverine only got 365 million views in the first 24 hours across social media. GTA got 475. The marketing is working ridiculously well, and the hype has reached levels never before seen in any aspect of the entertainment industry. But when anticipation rises to incredible heights, so too does the potential for collapse. If this next GTA succeeds, it may represent a triumphant reaffirmation of the effectiveness of proper AAA game design at its highest level and the power of a carefully curated franchise. If it fails, it could signal a critical turning point in the entire gaming and even entertainment industry, one where even the most beloved franchises and entertainment establishments that have always delivered aren't safe anymore. But the hype for Grand Theft Auto 6 didn't come out of nowhere. It's the product of legacy, context, and timing. Rockstar Games, once a rebellious outlier in the industry, has become one of the most influential studios in existence and a borderline institution in culture. The Grand Theft Auto series has sold a collective 440 million copies across the entire franchise. Grand Theft Auto 5, released in 2013, remains the single most profitable entertainment product in human history, surpassing $8.6 billion in revenue. For reference, that's more than the total box offices of Avatar, Avatar 2, and Avengers Endgame all put together. GTA 5 has also individually sold over 210 million copies as of February 2025, nearly half of the entire franchise. Grand Theft Auto 5 is not just a successful game, it's a cultural behemoth.
Oh, my N-word, huh? What's up, homie, huh? Oh.
Released across 3 console generations, has sold in the top 20 games of every single month since launch except 1 or 2, and has maintained constant relevance for over a decade. GTA Online, the multiplayer component added shortly after launch, transformed the game into a live service phenomenon, drawing millions of players monthly and fueling a constant revenue stream via microtransactions. This sets an extraordinarily high bar for GTA 6, a title rumored to already be the most expensive video game ever made. While exact figures are unconfirmed, estimates place the development and marketing budget between 1 and 2 billion. And while recently some of those rumors have been squashed, the fact is Rockstar's latest major release, Red Dead Redemption 2, cost $540 million to create in 2018, with budgets for games only increasing since then, with the latest reported example being Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War in 2020, also being astronomically high at over $700 million. Rockstar is also currently comprised of 10 different internal studios, with the majority of them working on GTA 6. So even if the $2 billion budget rumors for GTA 6 are wrong, the game is still most likely going to cost at least $1 billion. Rockstar cannot afford for GTA 6 to merely perform well, it has to dominate. The trailers alone show a sprawling reimagining of Vice City, an incredibly detailed open world, and a complex narrative structure. If it delivers on even half of its rumored features, including dynamic weather systems, lifelike and incredibly varied NPCs, and what will most likely be an evolution of GTA Online, GTA 6 will push the technological boundaries of what video games are truly capable of. Add on to that Rockstar announced all of the footage in the second trailer is running in real time on a base PS5, and you've got incredible advancements that have been optimized for a wide range of hardware. The CEO of GTA's publisher and owner, Take Two Interactive, even stated that GTA 6 is seeking perfection, and they delayed the game to get it as polished as possible. But scale and polish is only part of the equation. The other is expectation. After a decade of silence, every detail, leak, and frame is scrutinized. Fans are not just hoping for another Rockstar game, they're honestly expecting the pinnacle of gaming itself. In that sense, GTA 6 is not just another title. For better or for worse, it's a reflection on the state of the gaming industry and on Rockstar's continued path of excellence. And that creates some sky-high expectations that could be a serious issue if Rockstar can't deliver on the game fans are hoping for. Could Grand Theft Auto 6's hype actually be a problem for Rockstar? Well, there are a few potential issues that could be a cause of concern and have potential to affect the release of GTA 6 and the public's perception of it. The first and most immediate concern lies in Rockstar's changing internal identity. The Rockstar that built up the Grand Theft Auto franchise, LA Noire, and the Red Dead franchise is not the exact same Rockstar that now helms GTA 6. In 2020, Dan Houser, one of the studio's co-founders and its most prominent creative voice, departed the company. He was also a writer on all of the Grand Theft Auto games from GTA 2 to 5, and he was the head writer of some of its most prominent games, including Bully, a severely underrated game that I pray to the high heavens comes back one day.
Let's go out and torment someone really helpless and unfortunate. That homeless guy.
Max Payne 3 and Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2. Additionally, in 2023, Rockstar's vice president of writing, Michael Unsworth, also left the company after 16 years of being the writing director and senior writer on Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2, Max Payne 3, LA Noire, and Grand Theft Auto 4 and 5. In 2020, another notable employee, Laszlo Jones, left the company after being there for nearly 20 years. Laszlo was the co-chair of the Rockstar Games production department and was responsible for in-game creative audio and video content, working directly for and writing with Rockstar co-founder and head of creative, Dan Houser. He's worked on all of the GTA since 3, Bully,
that homeless guy,
Max Payne 3, and Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2. Leslie Benzies, the longtime producer, president of Rockstar North, and mastermind behind much of the GTA series structure, and just like all of the others I mentioned, worked on Bully, Red Dead, and others, had left even earlier in 2016, although supposedly he was pushed out for unknown reasons. But either way, all of these people weren't just employees. They were some of the original creators and visionaries of Rockstar's franchises, largely responsible for the tone, writing, and structural ambition of their most celebrated titles. While Rockstar as a company retains extraordinary talent and has vast resources, the loss of much of its founding creative leadership does raise some concern, especially since most of them left midway between Red Dead Redemption 2 and GTA 6. First off, why leave during mid-development? Why not see through to the release of the most massive game they've ever created to date? It probably doesn't mean anything, but something to keep in mind. But most importantly, with a lot of the original creative staff gone, will GTA 6 keep the same feel and writing as previous games? We'll have to wait and see. But key staff members leaving isn't the only major shift that's happened.
But of all the worrisome materials swirling about out there, Grand Theft Auto 3.
The teenage gamers in your house may be, well, playing it as we speak?
Rockstar now operates in a drastically different cultural climate than in previous decades. The 2000s and early 2010s were eras in which Grand Theft Auto thrived on irreverence, satire, and social provocation. These games were unapologetically brash, mocking both sides of the political spectrum, and often indulging in politically incorrect caricatures of American life.
I want to bring you in on the ground floor this time. That's not a joke about disabled access.
I didn't think it was, but now I do.
Today's social environment is, shall we say, less permissive?
Video games are shouldering the burden of a deeper problem.
It is not the material that's to blame, but how parents teach their children to respond to it.
My gosh, Billy, you're right. Books can be as dangerous as video games. There's only one reasonable thing to do.
Become better parents and look after our children in a sensible way.
No.
Satire is harder to pull off effectively without alienating or angering various audience groups. Online discourse is increasingly polarized, characters and dialogue are incredibly scrutinized and seen as representative of developers' opinions, and public figures, digital or otherwise, are often held to different standards of accountability. In short, the world has changed. And this is something Dan Houser commented on a couple of years before his departure in 2018. Where he talked about the challenge of writing Grand Theft Auto 6 in today's climate. It's really unclear what we would even do with GTA 6, let alone how upset people would get with whatever we did. Both intense liberal progression and intense conservatism are both very militant and very angry. An additional report from Bloomberg in 2022 detailed how the tone of the game will be different from previous entries, and developers are being very cautious when it comes to who they make jokes about and punching down. This presents quite the narrative challenge. Rockstar must create a game that feels daring, provocative, and culturally relevant, while avoiding the pitfalls of becoming either too safe or too inflammatory towards specific groups. Striking this balance will be one of the defining tests of GTA 6's success, and if not handled correctly, could result in some intense backlash from many fans. But that's not the only thing that could cause intense backlash.
You got some money for me, boy? I seen your name in our ledger.
We now come to the inevitable issue of monetization. Given the success of GTA Online, it is all but certain that GTA 6 will include a heavily monetized online mode. The concern isn't whether Rockstar will sell in-game currency or push its GTA Plus subscription even further, because they will, as has been seen by recent price hikes. It's whether that strategy will overwhelm the design philosophy of the game itself. In the worst case scenario, GTA 6 could become a live service first product, with single-player content marginalized in favor of endless grind loops, cosmetic upcharges, and even battle pass mechanics. This would mark a significant significant departure from Rockstar's historical focus on richly designed single-player experiences. As Take-Two said in an investor report, one of their core strengths is their best-in-class live service capabilities that leverage data science to drive user acquisition and recurrent consumer spending. They understand what drives players and keeps them spending again and again. Later in the same report, they list one of their top business drivers as promoting engagement and growth in recurrent consumer spending. Basically, the future of their company has a big focus on growing microtransactions and in-game monetization, and to increase how much players are individually spending. GTA 5 already has a heavy emphasis on microtransactions, including a grind economy where many in-game goals are time-consuming, nudging players towards spending real money on shark cards for faster progression. Included in this is also an escalation loop where the continual introduction of increasingly expensive in-game items inflates the cost of staying competitive and having the best stuff in the game, incentivizing real money purchases to get bigger cars, planes, apartments, submarines, yachts, etc. that would take hours and hours of regular grinding to afford through in-game currency. The game even has casinos where you can gamble your in-game currency, but since you can also spend real money for more, it's basically real gambling. This is how they're currently promoting that engagement and growth in recurrent consumer spending. And even though it got banned in over 50 countries, the US and others still allow it. So they somewhat got away with it. So will they push it even further in GTA 6? Also, as the Red Dead Online situation illustrated, Rockstar has demonstrated a willingness to abandon projects that do not reach a certain monetization threshold. This sets a potentially worrying precedent, where they drop games and cut future support if the post-launch monetization isn't as successful as they'd like. Which I am like 99% sure is why we never got an Undead Nightmare expansion for Red Dead Redemption 2. They were probably waiting to see how well the online did, and if it was successful, introduce Undead Nightmare as a massive seasonal event or something similar. Now, I don't think there's any shot they're going to abandon GTA 6 Online if it doesn't do super well. But it does show a shift in priorities, especially when it comes to post-launch support, purely towards what makes the most amount of money. And this is also reflected by the publisher itself. One cannot discuss Rockstar without mentioning its parent company, Take-Two Interactive. The controversy surrounding GTA, the Trilogy, the Definitive Edition, which I feel like there could have been a shorter name for that, a botched remaster marred by bugs, bizarre art decisions, and missing features, revealed that corporate decision-making can sometimes undercut Rockstar's reputation. And while yes, it was Grove Street Games that worked on it, it was still Rockstar's name on the box. And Take-Two was fine releasing it in a poor condition. The Definitive Edition was a cash grab, rushed to market and clearly unpolished, and to make matters worse, Take-Two delisted the original versions of the games from storefronts, so the only way to play those classic games is through the Definitive Edition. And while they did update it for several more months, fixing many bugs and issues, it was still seen as a scummy move.
All we had to do was follow the damn train, CJ!
While GTA 6 will definitely receive far more attention and resources, as I mentioned, they're shooting towards perfection, the shadow of the Definitive Edition still remains. If Take-Two sees GTA 6 primarily as a monetization platform instead of a labor of love created for the players, that perspective will influence everything from the game's structure to its post-launch support. And then of course, there's simply the weight of expectation. The higher the anticipation and expectations, the harder the fall should it fail to live up to the hype, and the sharper the backlash if the product doesn't deliver. Fans of the Grand Theft Auto franchise are incredibly passionate, and while they are deeply invested in the idea of the next big release, they also have very high standards. Should GTA 6 fall short in any significant way, whether through egregious bugs, narrative missteps, or unsatisfactory gameplay mechanics, it could create an avalanche of negative press. In an era where social media amplifies dissatisfaction, negative opinions can spread pretty far and wide, impacting public perception almost instantly.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Rockstar's previous successes have allowed it to weather any storms in the past, but a misstep on GTA 6 could be much more damaging. Additionally, the sheer scale of GTA 6 presents more technical challenges. A game of this size is bound to have a few rough edges at launch, especially on older hardware like the base PS5, and even Rockstar's impeccable attention to detail may not be enough to prevent technical issues from emerging. The risks of not meeting expectations for GTA 6 are pretty high and should definitely not be underestimated. But with all those issues said, this is Rockstar. They are world-class in what they do and have virtually unlimited resources and as much time as they need to create the game they want to. They themselves haven't failed yet, at least in a really long time. Smuggler's Run was straight ass. So if Rockstar does in fact not only meet the sky-high expectations but blows past them, then just like that, GTA 6 becomes a massive problem for every other major studio. A core aspect of GTA 6's hype is Rockstar's brand power. In an age where consumers are increasingly skeptical of publishers and developers, Rockstar remains one of the few names that commands immediate respect, at least when it comes to single player. When players see that iconic R logo, it still carries weight, it still means something. This level of brand strength is rare and becoming increasingly rare over time. Just compare Rockstar to its former peers. Once upon a time, studios like BioWare, Blizzard, Ubisoft, and even Bethesda had similar reputations. The names alone implied trust, quality, and excitement, but in recent years, these brands have suffered heavily from mismanagement, terrible releases, or poor creative directions.
Sorry, my face is tired from dealing with everything.
BioWare went from defining modern RPGs to releasing misfires like Anthem and Mass Effect Andromeda. Blizzard, once a paragon of polish and community, now struggles with what feels like constant PR disasters, uneven releases, and declining player trust.
Do you guys not have phones?
Yeah. Ubisoft's open world formula has become ridiculously formulaic, its creative risks incredibly minimal, and every new release seems to be filled to the brim with player backlash. And I could keep going on with countless other studios that have a serious declining brand reputation, as all they have left is to cling to the goodwill and accolades from fans for games they made decades ago. In contrast, Rockstar's last major releases, GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2, were both critical and commercial triumphs. They weren't perfect, but they were bold, polished, ridiculously ambitious, and pushed the industry forward in many, many ways. That consistency has cultivated something very few studios retain today, and that is faith. Faith that the next Rockstar game will not just be good, but industry-defining. This faith is not easily earned, it comes from decades of delivery. And in today's market, where early access failures, buggy launches, and live service fatigue dominates headlines, that kind of reputation is priceless. The brand of Rockstar and GTA are overall incredibly strong, and they've worked really hard to keep it that way. If GTA succeeds, and by succeeds I mean delivering a polished, rich, and fun experience that connects to gamers, it will send a signal to the rest of the industry. Quality still matters. Innovation still matters, and audiences still reward excellence. Studios that once thrived on innovation have become risk-averse, choosing predictable and safe games, chasing trends, and focusing on monetization-heavy models. But if GTA 6 pushes the industry forward artistically and mechanically, it may create a new benchmark. Consumers will begin to ask, why can't other studios do that? And many publishers will not have a good answer. Especially Ubisoft.
They do this every year.
That pressure would be healthy. It could force a recalibration. Less focus on metrics, more on meaning, less corporate interference, and more creative vision. On the other side of that, though, is the huge danger that other studios and developers might learn the wrong lessons and recalibrate in the opposite direction if GTA 6 blows past expectations. For example, there have been lots of rumors of GTA 6 being priced higher than other traditional games at a cost of up to $100 USD. If this is true and the sales are incredibly high at this price point, it might encourage other companies to follow suit even if they don't deliver the same value of content. Or if GTA provides an amazing experience but is over-aggressive in monetization post-launch, this could cause others to copy Rockstar's strategy of long-term support, promoting less player-friendly practices throughout the gaming industry. But if nothing else, if GTA 6 delivers on its promises, its success will further assert Rockstar's dominance and widen the gap between studios that pursue excellence and those that pursue quick sales. And speaking of sales, it's impossible to ignore the sheer financial and economic impact that GTA 6 is poised to have. From the moment it hits the shelves, it will most definitely break every record known to man, beat out every other game, and even dwarf the opening weekends of Hollywood blockbusters. The associated revenue from microtransactions, virtual goods, in-game currency, and downloadable content will extend far beyond the game's release, creating an ongoing money machine for Rockstar and its parent company, Take Two Interactive, for at least the next decade. Considering GTA 5's unprecedented financial success, the economic ripple effect of GTA 6 will stretch beyond just Rockstar and Take Two's finances, affecting global markets in ways we have yet to fully comprehend.
I know of a place where you never get harmed, a magical place with magical charms.
Game sales alone will contribute billions to the global economy, as retailers, digital storefronts, and streaming platforms will all see massively increased business and activity due to the game's success. But that's just the start. The game's release will undoubtedly lead to a surge in sales for both consoles and PCs as well, especially PlayStation's, as Rockstar has partnered with Sony for all of their marketing, as consumers rush out to upgrade their hardware in anticipation of GTA 6's immersive experience. This will increase sales and production for hardware companies and gaming accessory businesses as they work to fill demand, and will also attract millions of new customers to gaming that perhaps haven't even bought a console or gaming PC yet, that will be sucked in by the gravity of GTA's pull. The reason for this is because the game's relevance will most likely expand into non-gaming media and become more pronounced in the broader culture. With the increased use of social media and quick media like TikTok, Reels, and Shorts, we can expect to see GTA 6 referenced and discussed in everything from popular podcasts and television to political discourse online, as everybody will jump on board to be a part of this big trend. The release of GTA 6 is more than just the launch of another highly anticipated video game. It is a cultural moment, one that will echo far beyond just the gaming community. All of this may also lead to a further push towards a greater focus on gaming as a dominant global industry. GTA 6 could signal to investors and developers alike that gaming is not done yet. We've been hearing lots lately about how the gaming industry has financially plateaued and the potential risk of an incoming crash in the industry, which is something I'll tackle in the near future. But GTA 6's massive sales could mean a huge shift of the industry's entire structure, including, good or bad, setting a new standard for AAA game development, live service models, and post-launch support. Everything will change. In an era where industry giants like Activision, Ubisoft, and Electronic Arts are grappling with their own identity crises, if Rockstar can navigate its massive expectations while delivering a highly refined and enjoyable experience, it will provide a roadmap for other studios looking to regain trust and relevance in a shifting landscape. Whether they actually follow that roadmap is a whole other discussion. But conversely, if Rockstar stumbles, the entire AAA space may take a huge step back. The temptation to cut corners, push out unfinished products, or prioritize profit over player experiences could become even more pronounced as other studios take note of Rockstar's precedent. The future of GTA 6 remains uncertain, but one thing is clear: whether it succeeds or fails, it will shape the entire world of gaming for years to come. And the level of hype and expectations are the key drivers of that outcome that will set off this ticking time bomb. But hey, that's marketing. Slap that subscribe if you like the video, and if you want to watch how Activision gaslit millions of Call of Duty fans, or another video YouTube thinks you'll love more than your own mother, click on one of the videos on screen. And until next time, stay peachy.